Yeah. All right, we are live on the air, ladies and gentlemen. The audio levels are checked. We're all ready to go. And guess what? It's time to start the show. I'm your host, Sean Russell, and I'm the leader of the A3K crew. And on this show today, we have Jack DeAllister, who is the co-host of the show, holding it down for the 2009, because we don't know how to tell time. So how are you doing, Jack?
I'm doing excellent. I'm back, and this is my show once again. Thank you.
What do you guys always say? That always has me rolling in the chat room.
Please understand.
I love
This
it.
is my show now. Thank you.
Every time you do that, I'm on the chat like, yes, I love it. And of course, for the first time and not the last time, we have Manny from the Black Star Anime World Podcast Order Convention. Tell everybody about what you do, Manny.
First off, thanks for having me. Great to be here. Me and my partner Cody, we run Black Star Anime, and essentially we make YouTube videos online, being the voice of reason for the anime community, because a lot of fans usually be tripping about stuff that's unimportant, or they go on these crazy fanatic directions that it's just nonsensical. So we want to make videos hoping to kind of tune everybody in to good anime, what's good going on.
Why do weebas be tripping?
It's,
I don't know.
it sounds like you have good intentions in your heart. And here at Anime 3000, we always support individuals with good intentions because isn't that what all butterflies have inside of them when you cut them open? At least that's
Good
my
intention?
experience. Good intentions. You take a X-Acto knife and you cut the butterfly. Well, anywho, I digress. What we're going to do on today's show is we are going to look at the latest news offerings that are out there. We have some really good ones, folks. And we're also going to be debuting a brand new segment that has never been done before on the A3K podcast. So let me continue to hype it up.
And then we'll screw it up because this is a live show and we've never practiced it, so it's going to be wonderful.
Everything's wonderful when it's Christmas. So let's jump right into the news. Yes, you get sound effects. You didn't pay for it, but you got it, folks. That's like going to the Chinese restaurant and getting fortune cookies, even though it has nothing to do with Chinese culture. So the first news bit that we have is Funimation has acquired the rights for a brand new movie. And this movie might very well win the Oscar in 2016. I'm calling it right now. Even though I have not seen this movie. I'm just saying it because anime. So, have you heard about the movie, Manny? This one goes to you. The Boy.
Yeah, I have.
I didn't say the name of the movie, Manny.
Oh, I'm
I didn't
sorry.
say the name of the movie. Ah, Manny, Manny, Manny. The name of the movie is The Boy and the Beast. Now, have you seen this movie or heard about this movie,
I
Manny?
have heard of it. Yeah, it's Mamoto Hosoda. Excuse me, Mamoru Hosoda. And I like a lot of his work. I like his directing style. I agree with the article. It has potential to win an Oscar. Generally, anime films get snuffed, though, over here on the western side. So I'm not going to hold my breath for it, but it looks amazing.
I mean, I think if as long as Pixar and Disney just go on a hiatus and don't put any movies out, I think it might and DreamWorks, don't forget about DreamWorks. I think and Fox Searchlight Studios, don't forget them too. I think
Then maybe.
I think they might have. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, and you got to put Miyazaki in there too. Whatever.
Yeah.
It might have a chance. I think. Um, what about you, Jack? Are you a Mamoru Hosoda fan?
Uh, because I'm not terribly an anime movie watcher, I am not familiar, but what has he done?
Manny, I'll let you take that one.
He's done The Girl Who Left Through Time,
Oh!
Star Wars, and Wolf Children. I believe Wolf Children was the first movie by his own personal studio.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
So now that you know, and you're in the know, tell us what you know, Jack. Yes, that's Jack saying Well, now that I know about all those things, I'm a huge fan of Mamoru Hosoda, especially Summer Wars, because it was so realistic. I can imagine that really happening in the world with all the digital things happening in the NSA. And I'm speaking for you, Jack, right now, just in case you don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, clearly, that's exactly what I was thinking. My computer rage quit because it realized who you were talking about.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna be respectful with what I'm saying, unlike a certain someone that I know who has the highest opinion of Mamoru Hosoda, Cody Bayer. He's the biggest fan. I found a lot of those movies to be kind of eh. I was kind of bored through Grow Up Through Time, and Summer Wars was just dumb to me. But if
Interesting.
this seems different because I do remember seeing a trailer for this, and it seemed a little different. And I do like the animation style. I think it looks good. I mean, it's an anime movie, so they don't have to, you know, churn out 50 episodes once every week, and so there's that. But because it's eh. But I'll keep an eye on it.
I
I'm so eloquent tonight. Thank you.
I have to say one thing that I do like about Mamoru Hosoda is that he definitely has a style, a unique style to the stuff that he puts out, and I always respect the director that can put out a body of work and you know almost at a glance that it's their stuff. You know what I mean? For better or for worse, it just shows that they're staying true to their vision and kind of what they enjoyed. And I'm really quickly one yes. I always get this wrong because I can't read. One yes is in 3D. It says Summer Wars looked like the Digimon movies with a new coat of paint. Well, interesting fact, didn't he actually have an involvement in the Digitamer series, the third season?
I believe he did some work. I believe possibly as a writer or a director for Digimon.
Yeah, so I think
Later on, not the early series.
yeah, I think he has an involvement with Digitainment, which was the third season, which by the way was my favorite season and the only season that I liked because I didn't see the first two and I watched the fourth one. So there you go. Um, and I stopped after the fourth one. So there you go.
You guys are
Yeah,
smarter than me.
you
You guys
didn't.
know when to quit. I don't. I
I
played Love
can't
Live.
quit you. Anybody guess where that's from? Nobody. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving then. Um,
Sean,
yes, I'm sorry.
David would
uh,
be so disappointed. But he's drunk right now at ACEN.
yes,
AC, and Anime Central Con.
yes,
One Eye Season 3D. I knew
David
it.
right now is drunk, stumbling, trying to log into YouTube right now, and it's not working out for him. He lost that game. He
And would
lost that
you
game.
and if you would like to join him in his inebriation, be sure to join in and participate in the Anime 3000 patent pending JoJo's Bizarre Adventure drinking game. If we mention JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which we will because I am a huge fan and it is incredible and you should never not be watching it, solve that double negative. You must take a drink, a sip, a shot of your libations when it is mentioned.
Yes, and for you folks that are 20 and younger, you can take a sip of your milk of choice,
Your juicy juice.
whether it be skim, almond, or coconut. Um,
Coconut, that's lewd, Sean.
I'm
That
sorry.
is lewd.
I'm sorry.
You, you
I,
keep
I,
that.
I keep that to myself then.
Keep that to yourself, please.
I apologize. Peace. Understand. I could.
Please understand. Almond milk is rude.
Manny has no idea what's going on. He's just like, I'm
I
just.
like almond milk.
Oh, almond milk is awesome. You know what's a really good almond milk? I'm kidding. Next news bit.
Sean.
Next news bit. If you are into crowdfunding, because I know all of us are,
We just crowdfunded.
who doesn't love a good crowdfunding venture, especially when you get stuff. There is a brand new anime one that is crowdfunding a not so brand new anime something, and that is Otaku no Video. There's an Otaku no Video Kickstarter from Animigo. Is it a potato? Is it a potato? Who knows? Well, anyways, they had a
Animago.
successful Animago. They had a successful one with Bubblegum Crisis. So now they're trying to do with a Takuno video. Now, Manny, since you are a resident expert on things that Sean doesn't know a lot about, what do you know about a Takuno video?
Not much. Actually, reading the article is the first I learned about it. They're promising some good animation, which is
Mm.
which is a good thing, but that's not enough for me. I'm all for the crowdfunding, though, and hopefully it gets made and it's done well. I'm not familiar with any of the works though by Animigo.
Well, I can tell you what I know about Otaku no Video. It was this video that came out in the 90s, and if you watched it, you died 7 days later. No, nobody. It's actually a story, I think a fictitious story of Gynax, told by Gynax before I think they were Gynax, and it's basically like this fan video that kind of celebrates otaku-ness and has like original animations. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Gynax, they are the studio that brought us shows like Evangelion and a whole bunch of other stuff, and Guy Buster, Tri Buster, Quadabai Buster, and Papa Samanai Buster. I made up those last three. But yeah, and obviously eventually brought us shows like Gurren Lagann and gave birth
Genesis Evangeli Donut.
and gave birth to, I guess you could sort of say, gave birth to the studio known as,
Trigger.
yes, Trigger. And so needless to say, the studio that Cody hates.
Okay, Studio Trigger is possibly the only thing that is actually a trigger for me. I don't become offended at anything. People who follow my Twitter know this, but Trigger is an actual trigger.
Are you not a
Oh,
fan
man.
of Trigger?
Oh my god, they started out so well. What happened? Why did you have to have asses on screen? Why did you have to believe in the power of nudity?
I agree. Little Witch Academia was so well done, and then I don't know what happened after that.
There's
So
one
they
reason
had
why
Inferno
that
Cop.
amazed me. Inferno Cop amazed me. But the one thing that really amazes me about, besides the fact that Little Witch Academia is such an interesting, engaging story, it's concise, it's short, it has interesting and unique animations, and it was a student, basically a new animator project for Studio Trigger and then some newbies to actually try and get some justice going on. Hashtag justice for anime, for the poor people who have to make pennies on the dollar in Japan to make us these shows that we then support. And the one thing that really amazes me about it is the one shot where you would expect every single other anime studio to show panties, and they blacked out the part. I'm motioning on my own legs, like you can see, but they blacked out to like just above the knee, and you can't see. And that's so important. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why did you notice this? Well, I'll answer you, hypothetical imbeciles, because it's the norm to see panties. The fact that I noticed it is the fact that it's such a rarity to not see panties. That's brilliant. And then they showed worse than panties.
They showed stockings.
And they showed garter belts.
Oh man.
With frilly
Embrace.
frilly not skirts that don't cover no ass and don't cover no vag. And as a woman, I am not one of them peoples that is going around going, oh man, men are pigs, they just want to do this. But the only time I've ever been on one other side of the gender thing is, why don't you see that for the men in the show? And you can't just give me the exception that the one guy had glowy nipples. You have to give me all of them. You can't just have the rest of them fully clothed in actual kendo suits and then be like, oh no, that's okay. Fuck you, Trigger. Fuck you. Pull the trigger into your own cranium and then call it your masterwork. You know what? Instead of instead of anime otaku no video, I'd probably just buy a video, like a short, tiny little 16-second snuff film of everybody at Trigger Studio just
Wow.
Wow, strong words.
because
Strong words.
because I
Because
don't
it's
have any
Japan.
hope.
Because it's Japan. I think they'll all commit seppuku. Is that what you call it? Seppuku, where they slice
They
their
should commit
stomachs over.
seppuku. Please
And
understand. Trigger, commit seppuku. Please understand.
wow. So yeah, otaku no video. That's a thing, and apparently a thing that I should not gift to Jack ever.
No, otaku no video. Here's what I really want out of otaku no video. I wanted to say this earlier, is if it's going to be a history of Gainax, there needs to be shiny, happy, kind of decently drawn 80s visuals that suddenly just turn black, and then the next shot is crayon drawings, like on a chalkboard in an insane asylum, like padded cell, and then they slowly pan the camera out, and then you see that the name tag, that the plaque on that cell's door is Hideaki Anno. End scene.
Oh man. Well, let's move on because this trigger talk and this guy next talk is making me sad.
The
You
King
know
of
what?
Fries, the King of Fries 3. Thank you for saying that Trigger should commit Sudoku. I forgot about that one.
Um, well, speaking of Sudoku, there is a new movie that's being planned, and it's actually the second movie of an extremely popular franchise.
One
And,
Pieces?
actually, you're very close. A lot of people mistake this show for One Piece because the creator ripped them off, but I digress. The show I'm talking about is, can we guess? Can we guess? Fairy Tale.
Rave. Oh,
Well, same creator.
Rave Master.
Fairy Tale, and that show is going to get a second movie, and it did very well. The first movie did extraordinarily well. Don't ask me for the numbers because I don't have them, but it's Fairy Tale, so I figure it made more than $10, which is good to me. And $10 yen. That's the conversion is.
You mean,
Yeah.
you mean 1,000 yen?
Yeah, I think that's I made 1,000 yen. So box office records. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so the new movie's coming out, and it should be glorious considering that Fairy Tail is single-handedly saving anime right now. A lot of people don't want to give it its credit. I think it's taken the place of Naruto. Honestly, I'm not in jest.
Not great. I'm grateful for that.
So I mean, as long as we have shows like Fairy Tail, we can get good shows like My Love Story, which is an amazing show if you haven't watched it. I'm on episode 2.
Jojo's Bizarre
Oh,
Adventure.
and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as
JoJo's
well.
Bizarre Adventure. Dragon Ball Super. Please understand.
Please understand anything. I would say anything Shinichiro Watanabe, but Terror and Resonance. I think we just kind of forgot that existed, so we don't smear his good name. Because I don't hear anybody talking about Terror and Resonance. Like it's like, hey, Terror Resonance. You mean Space Dandy? Space Dandy? You mean Space Dandy?
Ooh!
Space Dandy? Yeah, Space Dandy's awesome.
Boobus!
No, I'm talking about Terror Resonance. No, Space Dandy's awesome. I love Space Dandy. I think that's what happens when you get an automatic real world find and replace. Anything that says Terror and Resonance.
Wow.
Space Dandy, yeah.
The King of Fries 3 is asking if Fairy Tail is good. It's kind of polarizing. If you like huge ensemble cast, if you like what One Piece did and you're okay with it being slightly mediocre comparatively, and you like a bunch of random references to fairy tale creatures, mythology, zodiac, you'll probably like it. So I can safely assume that the entirety of the Homestuck fandom really likes this show. That's not a dig. It's not a dig. It's just a fact.
Yeah,
That's how you know.
if you like early Naruto, if you like One Piece, you like the fun side of One Piece, you'll like Fairy Tail.
Which
Fairy
is
Tail
all of One Piece.
Fairy Tail by no means is a bad show. It's just it's long running shonen series.
It's a Sega Saturn out of 10.
A Saturn out of
A
10?
Sega Saturn out of 10. It's like a eh. It's not a Genesis, and but it's not a it's not a freaking
It's not a Dreamcast.
it's
I
not a
don't know.
dream.
Give him more credit than that. Uh, I noticed a lot of people like when you like One Piece, you don't like Naruto, or vice versa. And Fairy
Because
Tail is the happy medium between the two.
I'll
Usually,
agree.
people I
that's
talk to, they like
interesting.
Naruto and Fairy Tail, or they like One Piece and Fairy Tail. So it has a lot of redeeming qualities. I recommend it to most people just because of that. It tends to borrow from a lot of popular anime.
That must
I,
be why I kind of like it and kind of don't, because it reminds me of One Piece, but it feels like crap, so I also think it reminds me of Naruto. That makes perfect sense, because I'm pretty sure that the people who like Naruto and think that One Piece is bad because their taste is awful are going to look at it and go, man, it's like Naruto, but it's got some likable characters with noticeable quirks, so it's like One Piece, which I hate, because One Piece is good, and I like bad things.
I
Feel
think
like my
I
feel
think
like my completely logistical argument there.
I think Fairy Tail, if you are a fan of Naruto and you want to continue watching a long running series that has that feel, but you want to it's a gateway between shows like Naruto and a show like One Piece. I say that because I was a huge Naruto fan.
No, it
Um,
is. You're absolutely right.
so like if you want to segue and you're not quite ready for World of One Piece, but you kind of want to sit in a nice safe space, watch Fairy Tail. But it's not a show that you can watch, the first season and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a fan." You just kind of have to bite the bug. I'm gonna stop lying. I'm a fan of Fairy Tail. Like
I am.
When Funimation came out with the dub DVDs, I I was like anxiously not anxiously I was like eagerly waiting for the new DVDs to come out. I just think it's one of those long running series that if you stop watching it for a little bit, you kind of just forget that you watched it. To me, it has that feel. There's so many other things that are shorter that you can consume that Fairy Tale sometimes gets the short shaft. So I can understand why people like the show.
Yeah.
All right. So all new movies coming out, and that's the news.
Can we please skip the next story, because I don't think anyone cares.
You don't think anyone cares, but it's a countdown, and
Please
countdowns.
understand.
Uh, well,
It's a
if we're,
okay. To clarify, this is a Japanese poll again, and we've done so well with these. We've had such a great track record, except the overrated one, like the ones that people, not the overrated, the underlooked one, anime list. That one was okay, but the last time we did this, when it was something involving anime ships or couples, it was a nightmare, Sean.
well, you've hyped it up enough. I have to do it.
Okay, fine.
I have
Let's
to do
do
it
it.
because
I have to click this now.
how horrible would it be if like we just spent 5 minutes hyping up the fact that we shouldn't do it and we actually didn't do it? That would be horrible.
We
That
have to
would be
wait
like,
till next week. We don't ever mention it again.
it's like we should not do this. I will not do this. And then we
Okay.
actually don't do it. It's like you trolls.
Okay. Well, that's my shtick now. Is I've turned into a major troll. Ask David.
So here we go.
This is
This
already off to a great start. I'm
This
looking at number
poll
one.
is Japanese fans name the top 10 anime and manga couples, and this is for everyone listening to the podcast, because I can say, all right, here's the poll. Japanese fans name top 10 anime and manga couples that fans want to immediately break up. This has a little bit of negativity to it, so I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Number 10, Naruto and Hinata.
Naruto's not gay. No, that's not it.
I don't understand.
Ruined my
Well,
Japanese
the reason why they
bliss.
want to break them up is because it doesn't say Naruto and Sasuke.
Exactly. It's that, and it's also the fact that they are associating that Naruto and Hinata get together in the end, so they're like, I don't want Naruto to end.
Wait, what?
Naruto ended.
It
I don't
did?
care. I don't care about the spin-off.
The moratorium is over.
It
If
ended.
if you haven't caught up on and what's happened at the end of Naruto, we feel sorry for you. Next, School Days, Makoto and Sekai Solange.
It's school days. Who cares?
All right, True Tears sounds like a
What
a
is
show
this?
produced by Trigger.
Who made this?
Japanese
Why do
people.
we care? Why do we care?
All
Okay,
right,
this is the reason. Let's
all right.
Gundam. Go to the next one. It's Gundam.
Gundam Seed, Kira Yamato and Lacus Klein. Lacus? I want to say Lucas, but Lacus?
David's gonna get so mad at you when he gets this in post.
David is going to
Just
be
saying.
like, Sean, it's
His face
Gundamish.
will turn red. Steam will emit from his ears. His teeth will bare pointed, and you will dead.
He'll
You will
become
actually dead.
he'll
Do you?
become an anime character.
This next one I kind of agree with because from what the okay, so the next one, number 6, is Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. From the beginning of the show, Sasuke didn't ever give Sakura the time of day, and that was like consistent characterization. If you're gonna get together, that's dumb. That's like what Friends did with Ross and Rachel.
But I'm going to add some context to this. There is a reason why Sasuke wasn't really into people at the beginning. His entire family was murdered by his brother.
He's Shadow the
That that's
Hedgehog, but
that's
human.
that's a legit reason to be a dick, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
He
I'm
gets a
just-
free pass.
Yeah, he gets a D pass. Next we have Nisakoi, Raku Ichigo, and somebody else.
I
School
don't
Day.
even know.
Isn't this the same school days? Is it different people? Oh, this person's a slut. Next, Crayon Shinchan, Yoshi, and Michi.
Why? Aren't those his parents?
Yeah,
Or
I guess they want them to
something?
break up so Shinchan can be.
Okay, I guess I'll just go kill myself. Why would you wish anything involving any kind of badness in Shin-chan? It's Shin-chan. Save that shit for Kadocha or Kodocha. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not a Japanese China.
Number 2, we have Sword Art Online's Kirito and Asuna.
This is straight up fan art for this picture. Like, this is just straight up fan art. People need to stop just shipping gay things and things that, whatever. It's Sword Art Online.
All
I don't
right,
get why
ladies.
they hate that couple either.
Yeah.
Maybe they just hate the show and
they just want hatred to spread. I mean, look at their character design. They're boring as fuck. Like, this is more detailed than the actual show, and it's fan art, and it's crappy fan art. This is something I think I've seen on DeviantArt.
Okay, and the next one, the final one, can you all guess? I guess you can because you've seen it.
This looks like something I've seen on DeviantArt. I'm just kidding. I love the show.
Detective Conan's Shinichi Kudo and Ron Mori.
Okay, let the fan who is a fan of the fans, let me speak. Why? Okay, and once more for good measure. Why? I know that there are several men that look very similar to Shinichi that you like to draw with him in your doujinshi, but think about it. The only reason why any of these cases happen the way that they do, where when he's small, when Shinichi's small, and he blow darts Ron's father, and then goes through the whole explanation, he's doing this to save face because of the girl he likes. The entire point of the weird happenstances that cause him to have to be ass backwards about solving every single chapter's mystery in this incredibly long-running series is because of her. That's the only reason, and it is the main reason. And if more reasons come up, it's because of the fact that it's arbitrarily just gallivanting all over the place plot-wise. Y'all need to stop. Japan, y'all need to stop it. You need to stop.
Yeah, the whole list of relationships, the whole thing, I'm just like, why? Why are we trying to break up couples? I don't get it.
Why did you guys ask me to read this anyways? I mean, you should have even done it. Like seriously, guys. Next time,
When I season 3...
Manny, Jack. Next time, use better judgment, please. Next time.
Clearly. I mean, I wasn't going to troll nobody, I swear. When I season 3D says other side is responsible for the sword art entry. And then King of Fries adds, if one thing we can learn from these polls is that Japanese fans have terrible taste in characters, how about just anime in general?
Oh wow, shots fired. Shots fired. Hey, they just
Hey,
got their army back, so I'd be very careful with what you say to Japan.
well, let's just put it this way.
Payback is a
What
B.
the majority of what we get dubbed and what Funimation licenses in a hurry that isn't, a fan service show is good. And then the rest of these, I'm sure if we Google image search them, we're gonna get terrible, terrible things because they're probably really bad. And the reason we don't know about them is because our great nation and our wonderful dub groups that do these wonderful things for us and give us these things so we can understand them without having to read across the pretty pictures is to protect our fragile minds.
Jack, this just in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have liftoff. DJM is in the building.
Sean, hello A3K fans, David Majors here. As Sean might have already mentioned, I am the regular host of the A3K podcast every Saturday night, but I am currently at Anime Central 2015 in Rosemont, Illinois. I'm a little late because I'm in Central Time, so I'm thrown off by an hour. So Sean, apologies on that one. I got thrown off by an hour. We're in Central Time right now. But yes, I'm just jumping. I'm saying, hey, Jay Quellen, Sean,
Yo.
and our new guest,
Manny.
Black Star. So much for joining in.
All right, cool. And David, do you have your special concoction, or are you doing this one sober?
I've had two. So,
Red 20.
okay.
You should be okay. You should be okay.
Okay, before we get away from the story, David, Gundam Seeds, Kira Yamato, and Lacus Klein, should they break up?
It would probably cause a rift throughout the entire universe because they're like the power couple of power couples. So I say no. I think they need to stay the one true pairing that they are.
Congratulations, David, you are not Japanese. I'm sure you knew that already, but now it's confirmed.
Oh man. Well, speaking of not being
Going to
Japanese,
that you said something insulting, and I'm going to take it to heart, Jack. So next week when you're at FUNimation, I'm going to get you back.
and speaking of getting you back, we have the 39th Kodansha Manga Awards. The winners have been announced, ladies and gentlemen, and you all know awards validate people's existence.
We winners, they're
And-
champions.
And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, for general manga is Knights of Sidonia, and I know that you're a fan of that one there, David.
Look.
Knights of Sidonia for every goddamn win in the book.
Oh shit, this next one. I've read this, it's good.
And this next one, and which one is that, Jack?
The next one is for Best Shonen Manga, and it is The Seven Deadly Sins by Nakaba Suzuki. Seduce.
Now,
It's
did the
interesting.
anime come out for that already, or is that one that's coming out soon?
I don't
The
know.
anime has been released.
Is it any good? Have you checked it out?
I watched the first 8 episodes, and I really enjoyed it. I had a hard time finding it, though. Like, no official streaming service has it. It's, like, really underground, you could say. So, I enjoyed what I saw, though. It was really, really over the top.
The best part about it is that it's got a unique art style that you don't see in 90% of shonen. This looks closer to what typical shoujo looks like, but that's not a bad thing, because
Yeah.
it still doesn't look really typical.
So what you're saying is that it's not stretchy and weird like One Piece.
Oh, come on, David, you know that's not typical. If it was, everyone would hate everything, because they don't like good art.
I thought it was subjective and can do whatever you want.
I'm an artist.
All right, and the next one, speaking of artists, we have whatever
Yowamushi Pedal.
Yowamushi Pedal. So
This
what is
is-
this? What is this? What is the category?
It's shonen again, and it
Oh.
looks adorable and strange, and it's probably really bizarre. Like I'm gonna bike really hard, and then there's a bunch of speed lines, and then he looks constipated, and then he wins the race.
They actually have an anime up on Crunchyroll right
I've,
now as well.
I've watched the anime. I have not read the manga.
So yeah, this seems to be
Oh.
a popular show that's out there. And if you like shows like that one where they play volleyball, what's that one called?
Volleyball Desu?
I think that sounds right. I'm kidding.
Wow. Yeah,
Let me
Yoru
check.
Show is actually not bad.
My wife can't be this good at volleyball. Coming in fall
Cuckoo.
2016.
I think that's the fall
Why
season. That one's
Doini-
coming out. My wife,
Kawaii Nekomimi Red Panda Volleyball Desu Doki Doki Waru.
Anagatare. I gotta throw that one in there somewhere.
Oh my god.
Shoujo manga,
You are
Nigeru wa haji gaga yaku ni tatsu.
and that's translated to "My girlfriend wears a panda hat."
What the f-
I'm kidding, I don't know.
okay,
I'm
okay. I was about to say, where did you see that? You know what? I'm
funny.
pretty sure that's all it's gonna mean.
Everybody was saying, "Oh, it looks like the anime industry is getting better. People are making better shows instead of these. My girlfriend, my waifu, blah blah blah," and then something about a panda hat.
But he's lying, David.
Yeah, I'm
it's
lying.
more than that. She's got a heart and soul. She's so kawaii, and her purity is. Move to the next one, because this one is amazing looking.
This next one, oh my goodness. This
Can I
next
just-
one is a special award manga.
2 words. Cooking Papa. And now
Wait.
I gotta do this.
Appa?
That looks
Cooking
interesting.
Papa. Wonderful.
Very interesting.
Letters and Papa.
I will say that I am a fan of the Cooking Mama games.
Wonderful.
So this looks like if you like cooking
love
and you like
this.
Papa, you might like this manga.
I like Papa. He looks like the Japanese version of Stan Smith from American Dad.
Yes, he does.
I wonder
Wonderful.
I wonder if he like force feeds his kids.
Ohio Nipponde.
So ugly. All right, so we have another article now, ladies and gentlemen. Our final article. Well, actually, it's not our final article. We have.
We're going to get some extra insight from this one. My co-host on the Fanny Pack Wrestling podcast.
Oh my
Ray,
goodness,
is
we have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. It is
Oh.
Petey Rave in a
Petey!
building.
How's it going, bruh? Whoa, why does
Hi.
this look like Code Geass?
What? Code Geass.
Okay, never mind. I was looking at something else.
I'm like, what? I wish.
Looking at
Code
something
Geass
on the
is
screen,
awesome. Funimation announces the spring 2015 broadcast dub lineup. So that's a new thing. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier, with the announcement of Fairy Tail 2, something that I found very interesting is that, and I didn't know, maybe all of you know this already, that Funimation has opened up a film studio, and they are going to be releasing movies nationwide. And that's a new thing that they're doing. And their first film is going to be the new Dragon Ball film that's coming out this summer. And then the second film will be this Fairy Tail film that they're going to be releasing. So that's a departure from what they've done in the past. So that's super cool. That's like a new venture, a new step in the right direction for Funimation. So speaking of other things Funimation is doing, we have their dubs. And they started, I think, the first one was Space Dandy, right? Or did it do one before that one?
The broadcast dub?
Yeah.
I think Space Dandy was the first.
Ooh, baby.
So
Yeah.
let's
Give me more
look
of
at let's look at and see what they're going to be doing. In phase 1, they're going to have High School DxD or the DD or
I
Double
don't
D.
care.
It's probably High School Double D. That makes the most
It's
sense.
probably High School Double D because that's closer to the title of Piranha Double D, and that's hilarious and awful.
High School DD.
And you have Born with an N, so it's probably boring.
Born
And Assassination Classroom, Seraph
Yes.
of the End, Blood Blockade, Battlefront, and of course, nobody's favorite, Ninja Slayer. Anybody a fan of Ninja Slayer in the building? Nobody?
I want to say,
I was offended.
And
You
they
were-
didn't heroic legend of Arslan, so
are
shame
you
on
guys triggered?
Assassination Classroom, is that the live action movie that they have on that list?
9. This is the
probably
anime.
just the anime.
No, this is the anime that they're going to be doing the dub. I think they might have already started, but their phase 2 will include the disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan, which is I think is on the same line of Haruhi Suzumiya.
It's about the boringest character in Haruhi Suzumiya. Are you excited? Very much so. Kawaii desu. Alien Chan.
I'm Japanese and I like characters with absolutely no personality because
Then I guess for the rest
Wow.
of this.
protect.
And I guess for the rest of this, I'm just going to have to talk like this for the rest of the show, and it's going to be, God, that's really annoying to myself, and it's my own voice, which I love.
And
Just
and
do
and,
voice.
and
Just doing that voice for the last few minutes, Jack, just for those seconds, you gained 120 followers on Twitter.
yes, you did.
Hashtag Yuki
and they-
Nagato cosplay confirmed for
and they
fan.
all have otaku in their title. Ultimate Otaku. Speaking of otaku, ooh, it actually is a good segue. Ultimate Otaku Teacher is another dub, one that's coming in their phase 2, and someone mentioned this. Heroic Legend of Arslan is going to be there as well. Show by Rock and Mikagura School Suite. So I've heard of 2 of those shows, so I'm winning.
You should Heroic Legend of Arslan, Sean.
Yeah,
It is a very good show.
that's a show from the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, great. Excellent. Oh, you know what? I read the manga for this. It's very good. It's very good. Better than Mama and Papa.
All right.
Cooking Papa.
That makes sense.
Pretty good job.
And then the final news story before we go into our brand new segment that we're going to be debuting on the show that has never been done before in the history of life itself.
Live show.
Why do you always do this? Sean, you always do this when I'm not there. You prepare something brand new.
Well, I mean, it's a one-time thing. It's a one-hitter and quitter.
You're behind a green screen.
We're going to play a Who's Line game, and we didn't tell you. I'm sorry, David. You should have shown up earlier.
Yes, David, we totally changed the format on you.
By the way,
David
you're
is like, I
fired.
can't leave for 2 seconds without him totally changing my show.
By the way, you're fired, David.
Did you not get that in the notes? 5th Mad Max film was originally planned as an anime. So this is kind of timely because the Mad Max film is like supposed to be the best thing since Unsliced Bread right now, which I'm going to see tomorrow. I'm super excited about that.
Max and he's mad.
Yeah,
But
the movie is supposed to be super hot fire. Lots of positivity with that one.
it's live action
Fine.
Redline, I heard, with
This
lots
is-
of
this is
Circus
it's
Soleil.
fine.
Oh, that actually sells me on it.
You'll have to tell me if it's good, because I'm not going to watch it until it comes on TiVo, because that's how much I hate things.
No, but
Spending money
But
for an
but
experience.
all seriousness, if you are going to see a movie, I heard this is the one. Both fans and critics love it, and it was created by the actual. And get this, it was created by the creator of Happy Feet and Babe,
What the fuck?
but also
I believe
creator, but also created by the original Mad Max creator, who created Babe and Happy Feet as well. So go figure. So
Okay,
this,
One Eye Season 3D remarks. So the 5th Mad Max film was supposed to be Fist of the North Star. That basically, I mean, think about it for a second. That's what Fist of the North Star is.
pretty much, and they actually have a link to Fist of the North Star in the video, in the article.
So they
you're
were
right.
legit.
So you're right on the money there. So Otaku USA Magazine is thinking the same thing you're thinking.
They
What
were
they
legit
scrapped,
gonna do this.
the whole point of this article is they scrapped that idea, and I think because of the buzz behind the movie, they're actually going to turn it into a sequel, starring Charlize Theron's character. I think I said her name wrong. I think it's Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
I don't think it's Theron. I think it's Theron. I could be wrong.
You
I
have to
don't
make
care.
it as possible.
All right, well, that's the news, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time to debut the brand new segment that I've been hyping up the entire show. This is called, ladies and gentlemen, wait for it, Anime Roleplay. and it's not what you think. So this is what's gonna happen.
Niche-chan.
Everybody,
What I think
everybody, everybody on the panel is
because
going to
I'm
have to convince me to like their favorite anime. And I'm no longer going to be Sean. In 5 seconds, I'm going to become Jimmy Jam. 5,
And I have
4,
2-minute timer.
3, 2, 1. Wait, before the 1 second's over. Yeah, 2 minutes. Each of you have to convince me to like your favorite anime. 1. Oh, hi. My name is Jimmy Jam, and I announce myself because that's what I do. I'm weird that way. So I'm gonna start with you guy. It says blacks, which is highly offensive, but
that's race.
it's racist. It just says black. It doesn't say black anything. It just says black. That's like let's say white for you, and then black for me, and black for him. All right, go ahead, black. So I just got back into anime. The last anime I saw was Speed Grapher. Like, I thought that was alright. Like, what would you recommend for me?
You thought it was all right?
I thought it was alright. I mean,
What else have you seen besides Speed Grapher?
I've seen Attack on Titan. I've actually seen that. I've seen a couple of episodes of that.
Did you like it?
It was cool. It was cool. What else would you recommend for me? I'm looking to get really back into it.
If you're looking to really get back into it, I would recommend something that's current right now. It's called Seraph of the End.
The hell?
Yeah, it's about vampires taking over the world.
Well, isn't that like every vampire movie?
Not necessarily. They're openly doing it in brute force, like physically in the open, taking over the world.
So
murdering
like,
people.
so like True Blood.
Yeah, kind of, with less sex, more violence.
Okay, so there's no sex and there's no violence, and I'm supposed to like this?
Yeah, you don't like violence?
You said there's no sex or violence in Seraph
No,
in
no.
the End.
Less sex, more violence.
Oh, okay. What else you have?
Let's see. What kind of movies do you like there, Jimmy?
I like good movies.
What genre of movies? You like horror movies? You like action movies?
I like
You like
I like
suspense?
I like movies that have sexy time in it.
You like movies that have sexy time in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, there. Well, there you go. I think I'm gonna move on because. All right, so Count Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for anime recommendations. What do you have for me?
Alright, so you're a fan of action, right? You watched Attack on Titan, that was interesting, right?
Yeah.
You got feel for the character, but did it hold your attention, or did it not have enough, I don't know, jokes, or did it not have enough of the actual action? Was there too much dialogue for you?
It was a little slow in some parts.
Okay, I'd like to recommend something to you that I think you might really enjoy. It's pretty popular in the US and in Japan. It's called Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. It's
That's a stupid name.
Good dream.
It sounds stupid. Yes, take a drink, please. Now, I'd like to tell you about this, but I'm going to start by letting you know that it is a seemingly strange name. But once you get into it, you do realize it's pretty fitting. You get these characters, and they all have Jojo somewhere in their name. Usually one Joe in the first name, one in the last name. This incredibly powerful demon man who rose from nothing, and he is absolutely a god. And you know he's a god because his name is literally Dio. Does this sound like something that you'd enjoy?
So let me get this straight. There's a bunch of people that have the same name, and then there's a powerful, I'm assuming a villain, that is a god.
Mm-hmm. And if that isn't enough for you, there's a villainess, and her tits get big.
Okay.
And it's interesting.
I think you're on the right track there.
Mm-hmm.
So David.
All right, Jimmy Jam, Bam Bam, my main man. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you feel about top procedural shows? Law and Order, CSI, those kinds of things.
I was a fan of New York Undercover.
Outstanding choice. That's a great show. And I'm going to recommend a show to you that is something of a cop show, but there's way more action than most cop shows. And also, the main character is a really attractive woman who's like a total badass. She's like Ripley from the Alien movies times 10.
Okay, I'm listening.
So it's kind of got a long name, but it's kind of like Law and Order Processing and Division Unit. The name of the show is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex.
Okay, hold on. Is it like the Ghost in the Shell movie? Because that was very full of itself.
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
It was very full of itself. That movie.
The movie is full of itself. It does insist upon itself, as some might say. But the TV show, it does loosen up a little bit. There's a little risque humor. There's plenty of action. And again, the main character, the main lady, I know female protagonists are a big thing nowadays. She's a total badass. She's beautiful. And she's a complex character. And I think that it would be a fun show for you to check out.
Okay, now I'm going to announce the winner, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the anime roleplay contest
There's no one.
is David.
Oh!
I picked David because he quickly narrowed in on the fact that he took something that is outside of the realm of anime and quickly found the correlation to the show that he was talking about. And he also referenced an old school anime that I had a very good chance of having had watched in the past. And I think that is the key to convincing somebody to watch a show. You have to grab them with something that they probably have a good wealth of knowledge in and quickly tie it to something that you know they're going to enjoy, because all the other things are a huge risk and gamble that they might not jump into. So David, congratulations on that segment that we will never do again.
The thing is, when I convince people to watch anime, which I'll get into, I'm basically like, hey, you need to watch this or you're a bad person and I'll hate you forever. And then they watch it, and then I'm like, good job. God smiles on you for one more day.
I just want to say I came in, I won that segment, and I killed it, and I'm taking my show back.
You won the day, David. Now we're doing your what have you been dotting. So for Manny, what you have been dotting is pretty much telling us what you've either been watching, playing, reading,
This is everything across the board, right?
Yeah, just some interesting things, almost like just kind of recommending some cool things that you're into to our listening and viewing audience. So what have you been dotting, Manny?
Well, me and Cody both usually take on a lot of anime during the new season. We try to at least watch 2 or 3 episodes of the new stuff. So right now I'm actually watching like 12 different anime series at the same time. Stuff I definitely want to recommend off of what I'm watching now is the Heroic Legend of Arslan. Heroic Legend of Arslan is just phenomenal so far. Seraph of the End, I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm getting what I missed from, or what I wanted out of Bleach and Blue Exorcist, like in the same show. So I really like that. Of course, I'm watching Kuroko's Basketball. I recommend it to anybody who is afraid to do the sports anime genre. Kuroko Basketball is a good segue, if you will, into that genre. Something else. I'm still watching Space Brothers. It's so long. I'm trying to finish it. And Fate Stay Night. If you're not watching Fate Stay Night, it's so beautiful. It's one of the most well-animated shows I've ever watched. And yeah, games, I'm not playing anything too much right now. I play a little bit of Catherine here and there. You guys ever heard of Catherine?
Good job, you. As a fan of puzzle games and games that have interesting stories, Catherine's pretty good. I love
I
the
agree.
characters. Who are you picking so far? C. Catherine or bitch?
The first time I played, I tried to get all the way blue, which is the girlfriend, Catherine with a K. But
Oh,
this time playing through, I'm going through with Catherine with a C all the way.
she's so hot. Why didn't you pick her in the first place?
From what I've read, the game has like 16 different endings.
It does. It does.
Where your needle lands on that. Good God.
Damn.
So yeah,
I
I
was
highly.
immediately just like, no, I'm going through with this affair. This is happening, and my woman just gonna have to just realize that when you lie about being pregnant, oh, spoiler. Well, who cares?
Yeah.
When you do that, you've already lost me, okay?
Oh, man.
Secondly,
Oh,
in
and
the actual appearance, that wouldn't be possible if that was our actual relationship I was in.
All right. What else you have for us, Manny?
of course, my love story. I don't know how I forgot about it. Every time
Woo!
there's a new episode, Cody hits me up immediately to watch it because he wants to talk about it.
I'm on episode 2, and I'm like talking at the screen, like, you're such an idiot.
I'm enjoying it so much. It's just such a great show. Reading wise, I do audiobooks. I just finished an audiobook called The Power of Habit.
Oh, cool.
So it's about the power of habits, obviously. And of course the manga. I'm reading Vagabond, which is the story of Musashi Miyamoto, which is really cool. And I started this new one called Boku no Hero Academia, which is superheroes but in manga.
All right, cool. And Jack, what have you been dotting?
Oh boy. So remember when I was trying to recommend Jimmy Jamson to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Well, I managed to convince four other people to watch it. Two who had never watched anime in their lives except for boring stuff like Shin-chan and Ranma One Hat. Well, Ranma's okay, but I mean it's Ranma. It's Rumiko Takahashi. And then one person who'd seen clips and one person who was just a regular anime fan. So, ha ha, it was me, Dio. Other than that, I've been prepping for the convention, which is coming up. More on that in the takeaway, and drawing a comic. So there wasn't a comic cast this week either, guys. I'm really sorry you didn't get to see shitty artwork. But the comic is going forward well, and more about that in the takeaway. And I stopped watching Inu X Boku for a while because I needed to remain sane, because it's something. I like it, but it's... and I'm currently playing the metagame in Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters, which is a PlayStation Vita game. And I'm not actually playing the game itself. I'm playing the metagame, which is a tabletop game called Hypernatural, which you can play to level up your character. So I haven't even finished the first quest, and I'm already over-leveled because I keep playing the tabletop game that I wish was real and not playing the actual game. So I'm just going to breeze through the real game and keep playing the tabletop game. Like, what kind of game design is this? I don't know. And finally, I played a little bit of some Street Fighter Third Strike. It played exclusively as Q, who is the only good character, and won because he's Q. And I'm good at games. Sometimes. I'll probably lose at Tekken, David.
Jack, I will tell you that as soon as I come home, I will give JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a try. Just hearing you talk about it, so you can count.
And you know what? You know what, Jack? I saw your tweet earlier today, and when I was speaking with the person at Whole Foods, I was inspired, and I got them to go ahead and watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I will give that one to you. So you got 6 people today. So congratulations.
You thought that I was a rational person who discussed anime normally, but it was me, Dio, telling you to watch anime, and then you do it regardless of whether you want to. No, I'm not Dio. I'm fucking Lelouch. I just look at you, and then you want to watch JoJo.
And speaking of looking at you and wanting to watch JoJo, David has a black screen now. Well,
I'm still here, Sean.
okay, good. I got scared for a second because I didn't know what to do. So what have you been dotting?
First of all, Sean, something more important about what I've been dotting. Are you on a standing desk?
No, I am not on a standing desk. I'm on a makeshift, a bunch of containers holding up my laptop desk.
All right, fair enough. I have been dotting Heroic Legend of Arslan. I
Yeah.
have to say that there is at least one really good show every season, and that is this one for this season. Also, I'm sitting in the hallway at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, because I just got out of a panel for the outtakes for noted
Don't know.
voice Richard Epcar, best known as the voice of Bato in Ghost in the Shell, and also Bo.
Yes!
And also,
It's stuffing.
he might be involved in the dub of that show that we talk about that makes people drink in the future. There was some really funny, entertaining outtakes from the world of voice acting in ADR, and that was very funny. Along with Heroic Legend of Arslan, and along with being at ASIN 2015 and doing all sorts of wonderful convention people watching, because anime conventions are fun.
Nice. And Petey, since you're here, what have you been dotting?
Asen.
Nice. Nice and concise. All right. And I guess that leads to me real quick. What I've been dotting is the same thing as last week. Watching
Ron
my
Russell of the A3K network. What have you been dotting?
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I've been dotting my love story, and I've been dotting JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Take a drink, because you know what? What?
No, let me stop. Yeah, that's what I've been dotting, and of course, Anime 3000 stuff, which I'll talk a little bit more about in our takeaway. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time for the takeaway. We just got there so quickly. It's like we took a transportation device and Vanilla Ice just like sucked us up into a black hole. So let's go with back to Manny. Manny, tell us a little bit about what you have going on. Where can we see you, and all that good stuff.
Pretty soon you can find me and Cody at AFO and Mayfest Orlando. We're working on a new panel for not new. It's for anime watchers who don't like the sports genre and how they can get into it. Most of the time when you ask somebody if they've watched a sports anime, they're like, I don't like sports in real life, why would I watch that? So the panel's kind of for that. Of course, you can find our YouTube videos on YouTube, YouTube / The Black Star Anime. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Black Star Ninjas.
Okay, idiot, I'm muted. Okay, now, Jack,
Oh
what is your
boy.
takeaway?
Alright guys, do you like video games? Do you like capturing princesses? Do you ever wonder what happens when the people charged with kidnapping princesses are suddenly out of a job? You will like the strangely bureaucratic, slightly idiosyncratic, in work in progress, that's not grammatically correct, but who cares, work in progress comic, Another Castle Agency. I'm currently posting artwork for it on my Twitter, Jack D. Tyler D, and I'm also posting it on Mechanical Symphonies on Tumblr, which it will have its own Tumblr once I actually start getting pages out. I'm currently making a huge queue of them, so then you don't have to wait each week, but it's taken me a while, and I would really appreciate if you looked at that first little pinned tweet at Jack D. Tyler D and donate to my PayPal so I can actually work a little bit harder on it. Again, you don't have to, but it really helps out because I have a really busy life, a really busy schedule, and that's why there was no Anime 3000 Comics cast this week. Anyway, other than that, we're going to still do the speed draw this evening. I'm going to be drawing a Blast from the Past. Yesterday, I got in touch with my friends who will be going to FUNimation 2015 with me, and we watched a 40-minute video of the Latino openings to cartoons. It was something, especially the Freakazoid one, in which his name was not Freakazoid, but it was Benoinda. And Mucha Luchas was exactly the same, by the way. They didn't dub that one. They just sang it in English. So, but we watched the Xiaolin Showdown one, and I went, holy crap, that was probably something I watched before I really even was aware of what anime was. I mean, I still had watched Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball and back in the day, but not Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. But I didn't actually know it was Japanese, and things like that. But so tonight we're going to be drawing Omi, we're going to be drawing Raimundo, and we're going to be drawing Jack Spicer because they're the best characters, clearly, because they're the only ones that have fan art that I've ever seen. And trust me, I kind of know. But you're going to find that at the best username ever on YouTube, along with my blind Let's Play of Let's Play Professor Layton. That's not the name of the game. It's not Let's Play Professor Layton. We're doing a Let's Play of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, blind, at the best username ever, YouTube/user/Yoshi Star Spirit. Thank you, everyone.
Nice. And David.
Okay. Just one thing. When you mentioned the Latin openings, my friend here, Pedro Antonio Ravello from Miami, Florida, it definitely caught his attention. So he had something he wanted to interject.
The Latino openings? I never heard. I almost assumed that it was a thing, but I never realized it was a thing to watch. I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So that will be something for Pedro to look forward to. I can say, along with returning to the A3K podcast next week, in which I will be in a much more professional setting, I recently appeared on Radio Ramen from the Southgate Media Group, and we talked about Ghost in the Shell: Arise Alternative Architecture, the brand new TV series based on the OVA Ghost in the Shell: Arise. I talked with Luke and Jonathan from Radio Ramen about Ghost in the Shell, and that should be coming out in the not-too-distant future over at the Southgate Media Group under Radio Ramen. So that you can take away, and I'm not plugging any of my other stuff because I can't remember it.
DeltaJulianMike.com.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
All right. And I guess closing out the show, obviously go to anime3000.com where all the cool stuff happens. You can check out everybody here on the episode of the A3K podcast. That'll be posted on Monday, as well as all the past episodes that we have up there. In addition to the A3K podcast, we have a bunch of other cool shows, Two Guys in a Mic, The Other Side, the Manga Corner, and a bunch of articles that you can also check out from a lot of talented people on the A3K network. Coming up really, really soon, we have some brand new features and initiatives that we're going to be launching from anime3000.com. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure David is going to mention a few of them on next week's show. So check that out. Check that out. He's official, folks. He's official. So definitely look out for that. And we're going to be at a convention near you. So look out for us, especially if you're going to be at Otakon or Anime Expo. I'm probably going to, now that they announced that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Creator is going to be at New York Comic Con, I got to make sure I get my ticket for that. Well, anyway, so make sure you check out anime3000.com. I'm Sean Russell, and for David Majors, for Jack D. Allister, and for Manny from the Black Star Anime Podcast. Is that Black Star Anime Podcast?
Black Star Anime.
From Black Star Anime, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Or at least David will see you next week. I won't be here.
Tweet, hashtag A3K Live. Let us know what you thought about the show. It's not live anymore after this, but things.
You'll be live when you hashtag A3K Live. So it still counts. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bam.